welcome my beloved sister Linda TV show. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you, my sister. Thank you for connecting.
Not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Ephix and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isob. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you.
Thank you so much for connecting to this program. I appreciate everyone that is able to join us on this program today. Wherever you are connecting us from, wherever you are joining this platform from, I appreciate you and thank you for connecting. Please, as you join, kindly share the program to your platform, share it to family and friends, share it to one WhatsApp group. Any WhatsApp group you belong that you want people to get our information, please kindly share it. More especially, WhatsApp group where you can find Biafran friends, share it there. You can equally share to our enemies. Share to anybody you can reach so that we can be able to send this information across and make sure that it reaches to people who need to hear us, because we cannot afford to be silent. At this stage, at this point in time, every one of us has to be doing what we have to do to make sure that our voice is being heard. We have to continue to speak out the best way we can. Do not be silent. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter the blackmail, the propaganda, the attack that is coming right, left, and center, please, I urge you to stand firm and continue to do the needful. Don't allow anybody to distract you or deceive you, because we are heading home, and home we are going to get to. I appreciate everyone that has connected, both those who are commenting and those who are not commenting. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate Oliviane. Thank you so much for joining, Oliviane. Thank you so much. Good morning. According to your time zone, I say greetings to everyone that is watching. My beloved sister, Linda TV show. I appreciate you so much. I can see you there. Thank you for your support. You are always there for me, encouraging me and being a very strong pillar in the support and in the struggle of Biafra. I appreciate you so much, my beloved sister, Linda TV show. And I pray that Chukwu Kukabiama will continue to strengthen you as we move forward. I welcome everybody once again. If you are watching from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. If you are watching from any part of the world, from Europe, from Asia, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Russia, from China, whichever part of the world you are watching this program, I appreciate you and I welcome you with all my heart and I thank you for joining. May Chukwu Okukabiyama continue to strengthen you as you join. Today, once again, I've come here to do the needful. What do I do on a daily basis? Just like my fellow comrades are doing on their various platforms. What we do is to encourage Biafrans and let Biafrans know the situation at hand. We do not come online here to preach hate speech. Neither do we come here to preach any falsehood or to push people into some kind of trouble or confusion. No. What we come here is to direct the affairs of the Biafran people and speak the mind of Biafran. Also remind Biafrans what they have forgotten. We preach peace, we preach unity, and we preach freedom. Most importantly, that is why we come online at all time on different platforms. So if you're here today, I urge you to share so that those who are not here can be able to join us. And as you join, click like on the comment section. Click like. Make your comments, make your contributions. That will make people also to understand your own mindset. And if you have any question in mind you want to ask, you can put it down in the comment section and it will be treated accordingly. I appreciate you once again and I thank you for spending your time with me today. I am not going to take much of your time. As you all know, I don't spend much time. I only come some few times. At most, I'll be here for 1 hour and that is it. So I appreciate everyone who has connected. And today, if you look at the topic that I wrote there, I want to talk about the Biafran government in exile, the successes and our Prime Minister, the way he's making waves. That is what we have to talk about. Biafra Republic government in exile, Prime Minister opening the closed doors. That is what we have to discuss about. Today, as we have always known and seen, for some of us who are not paying attention, who are not following up events, today, Biafra has completely transformed to a government. Today, the government of Biafra is fighting head-on, day and night, to see that the restoration of Biafra becomes a reality in 2023. Biafra is no longer a story of the heart alone. Biafra is no longer in our heart and in our mind alone. Biafra today is something that is before you and before me, and we can see it clearly more than ever. Gone are the days when we say that Biafra is something that is just in our heart. It is not just in our heart, it's in our mind, it's in our heart, and every one of us have to embrace that and we continue to pursue that. I can see they are now attacking our platform and trying to hinder us from the broadcast, but no matter what they do, we will continue to broadcast. I think they are attacking the broadcast. What I'm going to do, let's refresh the broadcast and get back. Let us refresh. That is what we see each time we come online. You will get some kinds of attack. It comes several times again and again, but we will not stop. We will not stop doing what we are supposed to do. We will continue to speak to Biafran people and speak where necessary. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. No matter what you see, if you cannot see the visual movement of the video, just be focused on what we are seeing, because these are the problems that we face at all time, and we will try to rectify it as we move forward. So please kindly exercise patience while we rectify this problem so that we can be able to send our messages across. Every one of us that is watching, we face so many challenges at all time, every now and again. But in all those challenges that we face, we cannot afford to run away from our responsibilities. Welcome back. I'm so sorry for the interruption. These are one of the challenges we face each time we come on broadcast. But regardless the challenges, we will continue to send out information and messages, and we'll continue to preach. Thank you so much for those who have been patient to wait for our return. I appreciate every one of you for your patience. I thank you so much for being there. We are facing a very formidable enemy, just as our school American can have said, and they can come at any time. So whatever happens, we don't get distracted. Thank you so much for your patience to stand by, and I appreciate everyone that have been patient to wait till today. I appreciate every one of you, and we are moving forward ahead and going to discuss the topic of today, which says Biafra Republic government in exile, Prime Minister opening the closed door. Yeah, the Biafra Republic government in exile is doing a very marvelous work, and our Prime Minister is opening some great doors. First of all, before we dive into that discussion, I have to thank everybody that participated in the sit at home yesterday. Yesterday was another success and another milestone. The Biafran people spoke in a loud voice that we are ready to go. And I'm so happy about that. Every Monday, the Biafran people continue to make a strong statement to tell the world that we are not just saying it for saying sake. We are not just playing around our freedom, but we are very, very serious to walk out of this very cage that we're being placed in by the British. Everyone knows that we did not sign up for what we are seeing today in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. We were forced into that marriage. And even though we were forced into that marriage, we tried as much as we can to make that marriage work by putting in all efforts, both financially, physically, spiritually, to see that that marriage work. But eventually, that marriage can never and will never ever work. And they have proven it. And the common thing we see today is that you advise people who are in marriage that once your marriage is not working, once you're in an abusive marriage, and you notice that your partner is abusing you, you shouldn't wait until your life is lost before you walk out of that marriage. Once you see that a marriage is not working, the best thing for you to do is to walk out of that marriage to save your life. This is a common advice we hear on a daily basis from the counselors and people who counsel and parents to their children. Even in churches and mosques, this advice is very, very common and constant. But I don't know why when it comes to this evil marriage that is being put together by British, a marriage that they put together for their own selfish interest, a marriage that is already taking innocent life, a marriage that is targeted at wiping away some certain tribes. This tribe, they woke up and said they want to walk away from this marriage, and yet some people are forcing them to remain in that marriage. When they say they want to walk out of that marriage, some people see it as speaking something that's out of the blue. When they say they want to walk out of that marriage, some people see that they have spoken abomination. Meanwhile, this is the norm. This is the right advice that you, that is watching me, and every other person out there is given to people, that when you are in a abusive marriage, you should walk away from it. Don't wait until when you die in it. But why is it that when it comes to the situation of the Biafran people, who have endured everything, tried everything possible to see that the marriage they get involved, they were forced into work, but it never worked. And they have made up their mind that they have to walk away before they are wiped away. And the people of the world and other tribes are seeing it as if they have committed a crime, or they are saying something that is not relevant. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you say. You cannot feel what we are feeling, because it is he that wears the shoe that knows where it pains him or her. The Biafran people are the people who are facing the dehumanization, facing the attack, facing the loss of life, facing the loss of property, facing the economic abuse, facing all manner of human rights abuse in that contraption called Nigeria, in a place where they are supposed to be a first-class citizen. And we have said enough is enough. We want to work out of that marriage. It is overdue. It is overdue. When our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, took that step the first time, it was due. He waited and waited and waited. And even when Biafrans went to defend themselves in that civil war, they were doing it reluctantly, just as our eternal leader said. Our Supreme Amazon Nandekano came on board. When the evil continued, after Effiong have won them, during the time they called off the war and said it was no victor, no vanquish, General Effiong, who took over from Dim Odumegwu, told them that if you don't change from your attitude, if you don't stop from your abuse, dehumanization, and the taking of the life of the Biafran people, that their children are going to rise up and they will fight again. He told Gowon to his face. And they never took that word serious. What did they do? They continued to abuse the Biafran people. They never kept any promise. Before the end of the Civil War, they told us about the 3R. They promised they are going to implement the 3R: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reintegration. This 3R that they promised the Biafran people was never, ever implemented anywhere. It was never, ever implemented. Our politicians know this. Every Biafran that is well-to-do, that is paying attention, knows this, that none of this has been implemented. Of recently, the criminal in Anambra State, Soludo, told Atiku Abubakar to his face when he came to Anambra State that the 3R has not been implemented. And he was begging for that 3R to be implemented. Why do you have to beg? That is where they always get it wrong. You don't beg anything from anybody. You don't beg. When you are standing on your right, demanding for that which is yours, promise is a debt. And when you are going for your debt, when somebody is owing you, you don't go to beg. You make a request and ask for your whatever this person is owing you and get it. You don't beg. Going to beg is a sign of weakness. It shows that you don't know whom you are. And for a Biafran to descend so low to begin to beg a genderweed, that means that person have lost it. And it is because of the attitude of these people who call themselves political leaders, politicians, who claim to be speaking for you. Because of their attitude, that is why the caliphate continue to abuse the Biafran people on daily basis. They don't take us serious. They can walk into our region, send in their troop, take life as much as they can, destroy lives and property, and nobody says a word. The people who claim to be leaders in Biafra land have suddenly turned every person in Biafra land to be a weakling. And when this continues, our Supreme Damazim Nandekano rose up and said it cannot happen again. And he began to create awareness. That awareness got us to where we are today. And when they saw the seriousness in Mazin Nandekano, that he is not relenting, he is unbribable. You know, initially their message was, once you wave money in their front, all of them will be decapitated. Then as long as you raise money and wave on them, they will forget whatever they are looking for and begin to chase money. But when Mazen Nandekano came on board, it was a different ball game, and it was clear. The message was clear. He said it again and again that it's either Biafra or death. That the only thing that matters to him is the freedom of his people. He doesn't want your presidency. He doesn't want your compensation. He doesn't want your resource control. He doesn't want any post whatsoever that has to do with the zoo. That all he's asking for is the independence of his own people. And when they saw how serious he is, he was pursuing it with a mandate. They couldn't hold it. They went and kidnapped Mazen Nandekano in Kenya, in connivance and with the support of the West. The British, Kenya, and Nigeria came together and reached an agreement to betray an innocent man. Every other Western country was there watching, and they saw what happened. abuse of human rights in broad daylight. An innocent man who has not committed any crime was kidnapped in a different country and sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, which is an international crime. International crime that Nigeria itself signed up to, that you must not commit such crime. They committed it with impunity. No sanction was given to them by any Western country. Not even the British that Mazen Nandekano is a citizen to. They never gave any sanction. Instead, what did they do? They continued to strengthen their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. These are the same people that will come and preach to you about human rights. These are the same people who will come and preach to you about democracy. The same people whom before their own very eyes, an innocent man was abused, kidnapped, tortured for good 8 days against international law and sent to that very contraption through extraordinary rendition, which is a crime that Nigeria itself have signed up to that they will not commit. For the past 2 years, Mazen Nandekano still remain in incarceration. With all this crime and human rights abuse, there is no Western country that has given Nigeria any sanction whatsoever. No sanction. Every one of them pretend it doesn't concern them. They are only focusing on their own selfish interests, focusing on the United States. Instead, they strengthen their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. That is how criminal-minded the West and the world itself is. The world is not fair. You see why you must stand up and fight for yourself. This is one of the reasons why the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Exile said that if you want to see peace, you must prepare for war. That is why he used that language. That is the only language the world understands. If you fold your hand and think that a Messiah will come from somewhere to save you, you're wasting your time. How can you imagine? How can you explain that? That an international crime was committed against an innocent citizen. A well-known dad, a representative of 70 million people, kidnapped, tortured. And today, the Western world, they are busy strengthening their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. And the most disturbing one, calling them a democratic nation. And just a few days ago, they said they celebrated their democratic day. Was it yesterday? That is Democracy Day. And of course, Biafran people have made it clear. Our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, made it clear that the Biafrans are not part of any celebration called Democratic Day in that Zoological Republic. It is for the zoo and not for the Biafrans. Because we, the Biafran people, know that there is nothing called democracy in that contraption called the zoo. Their selected president that was making a speech on that Democratic Day knows that he was being selected undemocratically. He did not pass this. He did not pass he did not pass through democracy to get his presidency. He knows very well. He stole a mandate, broad daylight. A mandate was stolen with obvious evidence, with international observers on the ground. They saw it. Every one of them saw it. These same people who were on the ground monitoring, and they saw the fraud. They saw that this man who has been put in power wasn't the one that was elected. The people didn't choose him. And yet, they went back to their countries and they began to congratulate the fraud that happened in the contraption called Nigeria. They are congratulating the fraud, sending message that they're going to work with that fraud and make sure that it continues. And there you are, hoping on the Western world to save you. I'm sorry. If you want peace, you must prepare for war. And I have said it in several of my videos, that this world we live in today is about interest. I want every Biafran to get that in their head. The world is about interest. That is how the world operates. When you are hearing about human rights abuse, human rights this, human rights democracy this, it is about interest. As long as their interest is protected, it doesn't matter what you do. It is democracy. As long as the right of this, as long as the interest of the West is being protected, it doesn't matter how devilish you are. You have a human right. They don't care. They will do business with you. They will congratulate you. They will applaud you. But when they see that you are not working towards their devilish interest and their interest is not protected, they come against you. They will give you different kinds of names. Just look at today. All the West have gathered together and they are fighting against Russia with what is transpiring in Ukraine. But when you dig deep in the cause of that very problem in Ukraine, you find out that the West are the engineer of that problem. They caused the problem. And because they want to manipulate Russia, they want to take care of everything, now every one of them is focused to use that means, to use Ukraine as a stepping stone to attack Russia. When you see them speaking about Ukraine, you think they care about Ukrainians. They don't care about Ukrainian people. They don't. All the Western countries that they shout to, the British, the Americans, they don't care about Ukraine. But when you go to their media, Ukraine will be making a headline. They will pretend as if they are talking about Ukraine. But they are using Ukraine to fight a silent war. This is what they are very good at. They are using Ukraine to pursue their own selfish interests. And look at innocent people losing their life, using the life of people to play gamble. The West have been doing it again and again and again. Those of us who are from the third world country, we have to follow the game changing. The game have changed. If you allow yourself to be bamboozled, you allow your child to be trampled upon, nobody's going to save you. You will save yourself. If you don't fight, nobody's going to fight for you. That is why you hear our Prime Minister say it, and I repeat it again. If you want peace, prepare for war. That is how the world functions. There will be the same people that will tell you to make peace. There will be the same people that tell you that they want peace. But at the same time, they create war. They do. They will come in the outside and begin to preach all manner of things and preach you how to be peaceful, how to live with your enemy and live. At the same time, these people that are telling you to live with people that they know that are your arch enemy. People that they know that their mission is to exterminate you and take you away. As long as those people reach agreement with them to supply them all the things they need, they will support that evil against you. So you can see, it is only you and you alone that can redeem yourself. Then stand out, and then you can now reach agreement with anybody you desire to reach agreement with. You can work with anybody you wish to work with. And that is where Biafra is today. That is why I thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who was able to put together the Biafra Republic government in exile. Today, we are not just speaking as an organization, we are speaking as a government. And Biafran people have the right to deal with any government they deem fit, as long as our own interest is protected. That is why when I see some people who are busy attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa, speaking jargon in their mouth, I pity them because they don't know what they're saying. Please, as you have connected to the program, please like and share. It is very important. Like and share so that other people will get the notification and join us. I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, like this program and share it to all platforms. Any WhatsApp group you belong, share it. So that this morning gospel will get across to people who need to hear us. We must not relent in what we are doing. We must not give up. Our freedom is in our hand. You must always have it at the back of your mind that whatever you see today, our interest comes first. The interest of the Biafran people comes first. If you are doing anything and you're not putting the interest of the Biafran first, you are equally wasting your time. You are endangering yourself and you are a sellout. That is what you are. And that is why you see all the people that call themselves politicians in the zoo that are from Biafra land are all sellouts. Because these people, they do not have the interest of people at heart. The world operates according to interest. You see the northern part of Nigeria. The Fulanese, what they pursue is their interest. It is about them. They don't care how you feel or what you think. That is how the world operates. And in case you forgot, you saw when Donald Trump was in the United States as a president. Donald Trump came to the United Nations and he told them that he is coming here to put America first in anything he's doing. That is left for you to put your own country first. He's not stopping you. For him personally, he is putting America first. And you don't blame him for that. That's the right word to say. You put your own country first. But what do we see? The blacks mainly, they don't learn. They put their own country last. Not first, not second, not third. They put it last. More especially the politicians in Biafra land. They put the interest of their own people last, at the bottom. That is why they will go and begin to bring military to take the life of their own people. But look at the northern part of Nigeria. The Fulani Caliphate, the Fulanis, they put their interest first. A Fulani man doesn't care which party he belongs to. What a Fulani man cares about is who is on the top. Is it his brother? A Fulani man doesn't care how educated, how qualified you are. What he cares about is that man coming out a Fulani man, and secondly, is he the Muslim? As long as he has the same faith with them, they don't care, they're good to go. Every one of you just saw the revelation made by El-Rufai. El-Rufai broke the ice. This is something that we have known a long time. This is something, a lesson that Mazen Nandi can have lectured every one of us. But some of us call him a noisemaker. You call him an ethnic bigot, a troublemaker. Today, that thing that Mazen Nandi was educating us about, today you are seeing them practically. It is no longer a story. It is happening practically. You saw El-Rufai, one of the cabals in Nigeria, coming to tell you openly that they deceive you that claim to be a Christian. They deceived you. And when they talk about Christianity, you know, Biafrans, 90% of Biafran people are Christians. Take it or leave it. Continue to pretend. It's up to you. Call yourself whatever. 90% of Biafrans are Christians. So each time you hear attack on Christians, or you hear people talking about Christianity in Nigeria, they are speaking about the Biafran people. And El-Rufai said they deceived them to make them believe that it doesn't matter to have the same faith on president and vice president. And they accepted. That they made them believe that it's just ordinary. But deep down in them, they know that it is about religion. But when they come to the open, they will be the first one to attack you. Why are you going to the church? Why you are asking for presidents? They'll be the first one to attack you. Why are you speaking about it? But down in there, you go to their covers. That is what they are preaching. That is their mission. We have seen this for a very long time. I was doing amazing that they kind of broke this word into pieces, but people have a deaf ear. We didn't hear it. This brings me back today to the world telling you that the world operates according to interest. As long as your own interest is protected, go ahead. But anybody that doesn't speak for your interest, doesn't protect your interest, you have no business with such a person. That is the way the West operates. If you don't protect their interest, they have no business with you. And that is the way we are supposed to behave if we must survive. If we will survive as Biafrans, we must put our interest first. Whatever we do and our interest is not protected, we don't have to belong to that. We don't have to abide to that. We don't have to listen to some bullshit. Our interest comes first in anything. That is the mindset we are supposed to plant in our head. That mindset. It is this same mindset that made the Jewish nation to start today. The Jewish nation, they put themselves first. Any place you see a Jew is always a Jew. They can nationalize, you can see them. Some of them are not even going back home, but they know whom they are. They put their interest first. That is why you see, why do you think that the Jewish nation, the Israel is untouchable? Israel is untouchable because they have top people in all countries as citizens. Top people, even in Islam, they have people who are Jews, and they put themselves first. It doesn't matter what you are bringing to them. Every other thing comes second. And that is the kind of mentality Biafrans are supposed to imbibe in. That was why Mazen Nandekano told us and said that Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our religion. You might have other places you worship. I worship as a Christian. I worship as a Christian. I go to church every Sunday. I partake in so many activities in the church. But I never forget my Biafra-ness. My Biafra-ness comes first. I never forget it. No matter how I worship, I still worship as a Biafra. I remember that Chukwu Okike gave me life. All glory to him. And Biafra is my first religion before any other thing comes in. Whatever you are doing or you're saying and the interests of Biafra is not protected, you will not see me there. I will not support you. I have no business being there. That is the mindset of the West. The West can throw away all this your so-called human right. All this your so-called human right that they preach and talk, all this democracy they talk about. They will throw it to the dustbin as long as their interest is protected in that area. They don't care. But when their interest is not protected, that is when you see them begin to hype those words. They begin to use those sweet words that attract people, that draw sympathy to them. They will tell you about human rights. They will tell you about democracy. But once their interest is protected, they give no damn about whatever happens in your country. We have to borrow that mindset. And that was where we are going. That's where we're going. That is the mindset our Prime Minister today is following. The mindset of our Supreme Commander Nandeka. His mindset. He puts Biafra first in anything he's saying or he's doing. Chukwu Okike Abiyama leads him. When he calls Chukwu Okike Abiyama, he calls Biafra. The same mindset is what our Prime Minister of Biafra government in Exile is following to the Master Simon, putting Biafra first in anything he's doing. As long as the interest of Biafra is protected, he's good to go. That is why I am so happy with the Biafra government in Exile. Today, we are speaking with governments, dictating the tones, making our own requests for our own interest. And our Prime Minister is leading that move. So many diplomatic discussions are going on. And I bet you have heard our Prime Minister say this time and time again, that if we need us to go and have a handshake with the devil for us to have our freedom, we will do so. If it requires that we will go and have a handshake with the devil for us to be free, we are going to do so. We are not going to look back. There's no amount of blackmail and propaganda that will make us to begin to change the direction or begin to think in a different form. No. We are focused, pursuing that which is ours, and we must get it. Just wait and see. A lot of wars are going underground. A lot of those people that claim they are exporting democracy for you, talking about human rights. Don't worry. The Biafran people are choosing their own friend. We are choosing our own friend that will favor us. And we know those who will not favor us, who doesn't care about us, who care about themselves. We don't care who is your friend. Your friend must not be my friend, and your enemy must not be my enemy. You have the right to make your choice who becomes your friend according to your own desire, according to your own interest. And I have the right to make my own friends according to my own interest. If you want to impose your own interest on me, that is where the problem comes. Just like what you are seeing in the zoo today. The British have decided to impose their own interest on the whole citizens in that contraption, using the Fulanis. The Fulanis are after your life and your land, while the British are after the mineral resources. And in this game, the United States is in that game too. They're in it. The United States is in it. Because you cannot tell me that you are strengthening your bilateral relationship with a corrupt, evil country, undemocratic country like Nigeria. You are strengthening your democratic relationship with them. And you say you are a sane country. You say that you have a human right in your country. You say you have democracy. And yet, you are seeing undemocratic process, boom, put in place, and you support it and you applaud it. Every one of you watching as a Biafran, be the judge. Be the judge and know where to put your tent. Our fate is in our hand. We have to fight our battle and win it. Nobody's going to save you. You will save yourself. you want peace, you must prepare for war. And they know. The West know this. This is the mentality that is generally acceptable. This mentality is generally acceptable, and this is the only mentality that will make you recognized. Not until you begin to protect your interests by all means possible. Not until you learn that, let me tell you, you will not be respected. So many of you must have saw a video where Julius Malema was asked if he would take a life. That if he will take a life in the course of pursuing what is pursuing in South Africa, pursuing the right of the black South Africans, pushing forward his own agenda. They asked me if he would take a life. He told them, you heard what he told them, that an activist, a freedom fighter, can do everything to get his freedom, including taking of life if need be. If need be, if it becomes necessary, he will go to do that to protect himself and to get that which he wants. That is the mindset you must have. Nobody is telling you to go after innocent people and begin to take that, or begin to create chaos unnecessarily, or begin to fight unnecessary war. But in the course of your freedom, in the course of your pursuing that which you know is like protecting your interests, if anybody stands in your way and the only option becomes that you must have to take that person down, that person must go down. You don't think about it twice. You do not think about it twice. That person must go down. That is the mindset that the world understands, and that is how they operate. In case you don't know, why do you think that the United States went to war in Iraq? Even when they know very well that it was a wrong war to fight. They know very well that the Saddam Hussein they're accusing, every accusation against him was false. Because United States, as we all know, have one of the best security and information that we know. Are you telling me that they knew what they were doing, but they still went ahead and conducted that war? And today you have seen how the whole area has been destabilized. The absence of Saddam Hussein today have created a very big vacuum in the Middle East. He created a very big vacuum in the Middle East. It was after they took this strong man out, that you begin to see the real extremists. The real extremists came out and they begin to operate. Terrorism rose to the highest level. I can tell you that all this while, it has been this man that has been checkmating them. You can hate him, you can like him, that's your business. Everybody has to protect him or her own interest. But they went ahead and took him away. Look at the case of Libya. Muammar Gaddafi was there, doing wonderful well in Libya. I am telling you, as somebody who has seen it, I have been to Libya. I saw it with my eyes. He did a great work. He was doing a good job then. Why he was there? When Muammar Gaddafi was alive, I visited Libya. Very wonderful country. He was doing a lot of things. Doing many good things to his citizens. Their light, they were paying almost nothing for lights. Their petroleum, they were paying almost nothing. Housing, almost nothing. Everything was almost free in that country. And he rose up and he wanted to extend that same governance to Africans to be able to manage themselves. This same man called Muammar Gaddafi was unsanctioned. The West gave him sanction for so many years, yet he never borrowed one dime from them. Yet he was using every foreign goods he needs. You have it there. First class. This is a man who was in sanction for more than a decade. Every Western country sanctioned him. Yet he was living very, very well. His money, Libyan dinars was one of the strongest currency you can think about. He doesn't owe anybody. Instead, people are owing him. Even in the sanction they gave him. This was the man they painted evil. They sponsored rebels against him and they took him out. Today, go and look at Libya. Go today and look at Libya. Make research about Libya today. There's nothing to write home about. And they will never, ever recover. They can never enjoy what they enjoyed during the time of Muammar Gaddafi. They would never witness that kind of life again. The life Muammar Gaddafi gave them, they will never see it again. It has gone and gone for good. All thanks to the Western countries. Today, what are they doing to the Libyans? They have left them to their fate. After they succeeded in removing a man who wanted to make Africa what it's supposed to be. Because of the project he had to establish the African dinars. To establish the African gold and make Africa have their own currency. The way they have the European Union, have Euro, United States have their own. He wanted Africa to have a strong currency that can be able to make them have a voice and control their own resources. Because he have tried it in his own country and it worked. I said for more than a decade, he was in sanction and he was managing his own country within his own self without anybody's help. Refining his petroleum, using the mineral resources. All the resources of country was controlled by the government, no individual control. He was controlling it. And when you look at that time, you will see the impact in the life of the people. Only that people never know the value of what they have until they lose it. Libya then, even the citizens, they didn't know the value of what they have until now. Go and meet an ordinary Libyan man now, you will hear his cry. The time of Muammar Gaddafi has now become a dream. And they will never ever witness that kind of situation again. The West came in and destroyed that very part. And look at what they gave them today. Continuous war. Trouble. Hatred. Confusion. You want to put democracy. What you have in Libya today, is that democracy? What you have in Libya today, can you call that democracy? The only thing they have brought to Libya is destruction. And today, they hands off and they withdraw back. Today, they are looking for somewhere else to destroy. Today, they're in Ukraine. After destroying Ukraine and making Ukraine ungovernable now, everybody will return back to base. And they reach agreement and relax and begin to rejoice. That is why we, the Biafran people, we are at alert. We will not allow them to dictate the pace for us. That is why it is important that the Biafran people have a government instead of organization. And that is why today the Biafran Republic Government in Exile is standing firm for you and I. This is why every Biafran must continue to pray for our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Continue to support the Biafran Republic Government in Exile, spiritually, physically, financially. Continue to support them because they are the only people that is going to stand for your interest and my interest. They are the only people who are going to make friends that we need for our own interest. They are the only people who are going to reach a concrete bargain that is going to favor you and I. If we miss this opportunity, in the next 100 years, it will never come again. If we miss this opportunity, in the next 100 years, we might not get this opportunity again. So every Biafran has to wake up and stay in alert. Give your utmost support to our Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic Government. Forget about the clowns that are coming on their platform. Some of them claim to be educated. They will be speaking grammar from morning till night. But when you look at them, the content of what they're saying, and think deep, relax your mind, forget about all those grammar they're speaking. Use your common sense and apply to what they're saying. You see that they're not making sense. You're not making sense. You are busy attacking somebody who has a roadmap to what he wants. You have no roadmap. You have no plan on your own side on what you want to do. Why don't you channel that energy? That energy you used to come out and begin to speak against somebody that is already channeling his own energy direction. Somebody that already had a direction. That time you are spending to come and talk about him. Why don't you commit that time to making your own plan and making sure that your plan becomes visible so that the Biafran people will see it and then follow you? That was exactly what Mazin Nanika did. Mazin Nanika never forced anybody. Neither did he came to begin to castigate anybody. He forged his own path. While he was working under some other people, while he worked under, even with Nigeria, he worked also with was wicked. and he found out that they were not doing it well. He ended his contact with them and he started a new path. You don't just wake up one day and do that. It takes time. More especially for you to convince a Biafran, you have to go extra mile. For you to convince a Biafran to drop his dime for you, to drop a dime for you, you have to go extra mile. And once you succeed in convincing them, they are not going back. That is one thing with the Biafran people. Once you win their heart, they are not ever going to go back. They will stick their life for you. Mazen Nandekan was able to do that, not by making noise, castigating, and sending propaganda against people. And when he maintained his path and continued to preach the gospel, everybody heard him. And they saw how truthful he was. And they followed him. That is why today, Biafrans are ready to die for him. That is why yesterday, being Monday, against every order, against every attack, against every threat that the governors have issued, Biafrans were sitting at home yesterday in good numbers. They were not deterred because of the resolute of Mazen Nandekan. And in the same vein today, all these ones that are busy now attacking Mazen Simon Ekpa, some of them, they knew how Mazen Simon Ekpa started. Mazen Simon Ekpa did not just come out and begin to attack people and condemn people and begin to... No, he didn't do that. Mazen Simon Ekpa started from the grassroots, just like a broadcaster. The way I'm broadcasting, that is how he started. He started broadcasting the same way I'm broadcasting. Passing the message. Extending the message of Mazen Nandekan. Once Mazen Nandekan fully broadcasted, he will narrate it and expose certain things and elaborate on it. He continued to do that, and Mazen Nandekan picked interest on him. And Mazen Nandekan looked deep and saw that he had something in him. He called him closer. He drew him close. And he began to show him things and speak things with him. Things that he had not spoken with anybody, those ones that claimed to be with him. The one that claimed to be sleeping with him in the same bed. Some claim to be with him in the same room. Some claim that they are the one that were with him when he registered IPOB. Mazen Nandekan opened up to Mazen Simon Ekpa instead of more than them. And Mazen Simon Ekpa duly registered as an IPOB member. He started broadcasting, making wave before he registered. I could remember in one of the question and answer program of Mazen Nandekan, somebody called it and asked and said, there is somebody that is broadcasting, one man that is broadcasting, they call him Simon Ekpa. That man is not a member of IPOB and he's talking about IPOB. How should we treat him? What do we do to him? Mazen Nandekan answered and said that Simon Ekpa is Mwachineke. That only Mwachineke can do what Mazen Simon Ekpa is doing. And if he has not joined IPOB, he will definitely join. Some of you have forgotten this. I don't forget things easily because when I follow the message of Mazen Nandekan, I listen from the message, question and answers programs. I listen. One of these days, I have been searching for that very message, but I can't get my hand on it. I will surely get my hand on it one day. Where Mazen Nandekan, it was on question and answer that somebody asked that question. And Mazen Nandekan said that it is only Mwachineke that can do what Mazen Simon is doing. So nobody should talk about that. When the time comes, that he's going to join. And someone, when that time came, he duly entered IPOB, took all the process, took the oath. And Mazen Nandekan was working closer to him, going to sensitive meetings with him. He started from grassroots and he built himself. He maintained his lane without attacking anybody until when the time was due. We never knew that Chukwu Okeke was preparing him for today. As soon as Mazen Nandekan was taken away from the picture, Chukwu Okeke rose him. Mazen Nandekan, Chukwu Okeke used Mazen Nandekan, anoint him and tell him, carry on the activities, pilot the affairs of the Biafrans until I join you again. And from then onwards, all hell break loose. Attack was coming against him, right, left, right. Even he warned and said, do not attack me, I am not your enemy. He has always warned, channel your energy on our enemy. We have a strong enemy that we have to spend our energy on, not me, I am not your enemy. And he said, the powers and the strength I have is not for you, I'm not using it to fight you. I have a strong enemy before me that I have to challenge. He begged and begged and begged, but they never listened. They spent more than 2 years attacking him. But the more they attack him, it became a promotion. The enemy were the ones that even advertised Mazi Simon Ekpa. By using him on program on daily basis, morning and night, they exposed the Mazi Simon Ekpa to the world, and the world got him. And people looked deep and they saw that he has something to offer. At the end of the day, there was no accusation against him that was true. Nobody could bring any evidence and say that he stole or he did this or he did that. Not even one. No single evidence brought against him and said that this is what he did. His record was very clean. And through that, Biafrans saw through that and they embraced him. Biafrans welcomed him. And that is why today you see he enjoys the fame he enjoys. He enjoys the support of the Biafran people. And some people will rise up yesterday and they think they can just wake up and begin to say, Mazi Simon Ekpa is scamming you, and that ends it. You think you just come and say, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa is scamming you, he is a fraud. And once you say it, Biafrans will now relax, say, no, we'll not follow him again. It took Mazi Simon Ekpa time to get to this point. He didn't reach that point by blackmailing people. He didn't get to this point now by propaganda and blackmail. No. He worked for it. He earned it. This thing you are seeing today, this respect he is enjoying today, he earned it. He earned it. So, if you think you have something to offer, you must earn that respect from Biafran people. I trust my people, Biafran people. Once they can see the evidence in you that you have something to offer, you don't need to beg them. They're going to follow you. They will. Just prove yourself. Show us your roadmap. Show us what you can do. You don't need to talk too much. Biafrans will follow you. But what do we see today? Go and check. Every single one of them that is attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa, go and check their profile. Who are they? What have they been doing? When it comes to the issue of Biafra, what success have they been? Even in their own personal life, how have they succeeded? In their own villages, what have they been engaging in the past? What have they been doing before now? What? Check all these records. Then you come back and see if they deserve your attention. Everybody that is watching me, wherever you are watching from, if you are a Biafran, you must devote time every day to pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. You don't know what we have. Of course, people never know the value of what they have until they lose it. When Mazi Nnamdi was with us every day here, broadcasting and shouting and talking, we never knew his value. So many people today that are praising him and shouting, oh, if it was Mazi Nnamdi, I wish he's here. If it was him, it would not be like. These are the people who, when he was around, they don't want to hear his voice. The same people that called him name, they called him a criminal, they called him fraudster, they called him troublemaker, they called him ethnic bigot, they called him a terrorist. All of a sudden today, they have remembered that Mazi Nnamdi is a hero. What you hear today, oh, Mazi Nnamdi said it. Oh, he prophesied about it. Oh, he said it. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi was right. Oh, he won that. Including the so-called politicians. Look at them sharing tears. The videos we are seeing today is their failure, one after the other. You have seen the video of Rochas Okorocha recently. Rochas Okorocha. You have seen his own disgraceful video where he came out and he was lamenting. He wants the leader of the house to teach him the fraud he did to return back as a Senate president. He knew that it was a fraud. He knew that it was wrong, but he's still there supporting. Instead, he's learning. He's not even bold to challenge and speak about it. He made jest of that word. But he was trying to make a point, which was supposed to be discussed. If Nigeria were to be a sane country, that was supposed to be discussed, and that man will go in jail if care is not taken. But he made jest of it. They used it as something to play with. They made jest of that word, and that is the kind of people you have that will represent you. Look at Oju Zokal trying to share tears, trying to show you how emotional he can be. But do you think we are stupid? You can't win the emotion of the Biafran people with such kind of crocodile tears. And by the way, his tears was for himself. He was sharing tears for himself, for his own personal gain. Everything he was talking about there is him. Just like the selected president they used to, who told that it is his turn. Ojuso cannot believe that it is his turn to be the vice president, and it is his turn to be favored by the evil entity. Regardless what happened, it is his turn. That is what he feels. He doesn't even care about what is happening to his own people. It is about him and about him and about him. Their disgrace will be coming one after the other. And it will not come in secret, it will be coming in open. You saw him sharing tears. Very soon you're going to see that of Dave Umahi. Already you see, what they call it, Obiano. Obiano today is facing his doom. He's facing his own, that one, you can't even see his name or see his face anywhere. These are a bunch of clowns and idiots that have put us in captivity. And that is why the Biafran people came together and cast the vote of no confidence on every one of them. They don't speak for us, they speak for themselves. Bunch of selfish individuals that don't deserve our attention. Why must we continue to pay attention to these clowns? Enough is enough. And I thank Chukwu Okike for the steps that our new Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in Exile is taking. Master Simon Ekpa. He's taking every step. Undeterred. He doesn't care. It is Biafra first. Biafra first. It is about our interests. We can make friends with anybody we choose to without you dictating for us. And the zoo is definitely going to hear from us in this year, 2023. They will hear from us. If you are a Biafran, just tie your belt. Prepare yourself for what is coming. Prepare yourself for what is coming. Already, we have reached the level where we are operating government in a government. That's the level we are now. Biafra has a government. Not only the Biafra government in exile, we have a de facto government in homeland, Biafra land. And we are going to secure our territory. The world is watching. They are seeing the compliance. They are already seeing the referendum that we are conducting every Monday. The same way we are shutting down on referendum, that is where we will shut down and defend our territory. And it's going to happen very soon. The de facto government in homeland has been activated and will be inaugurated. And going forward, you will be seeing so many things happening. All you have to do is to prepare yourself. Give your massive support to the Biafra Republic government in Exile. They need financial support now more than ever. You don't wait until the day of fundraising. Just go to the website and make your donation. The Biafra tax has been activated. Go there. If it is $5 per day, $5 for every week, $5 every month, go and register yourself and begin to put in your own wealth for our freedom, for your freedom, for my freedom. Everything we are talking about today is going to cost money, and we will sponsor it, just like the Jews sponsor theirs. Today, they are the strongest nation in the world, the Jewish nation, Israel. They sponsored their freedom. It wasn't easy. As they were sponsoring their freedom, there were people who were sponsoring against them. Same Jewish people. There were Jewish people who were sponsoring their failure to make sure the Jewish nation didn't come. The same thing you are seeing in Biafra land today. So don't be deterred, don't shake. When you see people who are Biafran, they are talking against the Biafran struggle, sponsoring. Some of them are spending time every day to broadcast against Biafra. And they are Biafrans. Don't bother yourself. We are not the first people. It happened to the Jewish. In their case, they even sponsor terrorists to kill their own people. So anything that happened today is not new. Don't you have to do is to keep your head high and make sure that you are focused. Always pursue the interest of your people. Well, whatever you are doing, whichever organization you are in, whatever discussion you have, whatever friends you are making, if your interest of the Biafra people is not protected, run away. Walk away. You don't need to be there. Whatever you are doing and your interest is not protected, walk away. That is how the world operates. Get it straight. In the Western world, that is how the world operates. If their interest is not protected, they will call you all manner of names. It doesn't matter how good you are to your people, they will call you one of them, and they will try to put somebody that's going to protect their own interests. That is what they do. That is what you are seeing that is happening in the case of Martin Nandekan. A man that the court in the zoo have said, let him go. The court of the enemy 3 judges unanimously say, let him go, set him free. He has not committed any crime. In fact, a court said pay him compensation and send him back to where he's coming. And no court has the right to try his case again. But yet they are still trying him, holding him against his will. And they have denied him all his rights, including the right to treat himself. And in that aspect becomes the most disturbing one, because in that denial of rights, even Biafran people are involved in denying Mazen Nadikan right. How can you justify that? Even somebody he calls his own lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, made a call to stop a personal physician of Mazen Nadikan from coming to treat him, simply because he was not informed. That is how bad people can be. That is how corrupt people can be. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, somebody who is supposed to be the lead counsel of Mazen Nadikan. Mazen Nadikan confided in his special counsel to get him a physician, even after he has told this Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and Ifeanyi Ejiofor ignored that very instruction. He played it low. Mazen Nadikan told Ejimako, and Ejimako went ahead to get Mazen Nadikan personal physician to treat him. And his own lawyer, who was supposed to be his own lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, made a call to his clique, his criminal gang in DSS, and they stopped those. They stopped the doctor from attending to Mazen Nadikan. That is how bad it is. But are they going to succeed? They won't succeed. It doesn't matter what. Mazen Nadikan is going to come out hell and hearty. Mazen Nadikan is going to come out and he will raise the flag of Biafra. We will go home. No matter what the enemy does, no matter what they are wasting their good. This same Ifeanyi Ejiofor, recently, I saw him in one of his write-ups where he's talking about unity. That a house that divided against itself will not succeed. That we should unite. There's no point everybody trying to be relevant. It is now that you remember that a house that divided against itself will not stand. You knew this all this while, and you went ahead to divide the house. The division you are seeing in IPOB today was orchestrated and done by Ifeanyi Ejiofor himself. Somebody who was supposed to be a lawyer. Focus on your law firm. Focus on your job as a lawyer of IPOB. But instead of being a lawyer, you want to be in control of IPOB. You want to be a member and be in control of IPOB. Then your greed drove you to divide the house. Today you are writing and saying a house that is divided against itself will not stand. We should all be working for one. That our division is not helping Mazen Nadikan. So you knew. Or you are just knowing now that division is not going to help Mazen Nadikan. All those trash you are writing, you are wasting your garden time. Biafrans have moved on. We have moved on. We are no longer in that area you are talking about. We have moved on long time ago. Biafran government, Biafra Republic government in exile, with our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa, we are making waves and we are going home in 2023, whether you like it or not. While you are busy being the eye of the zoo, you are going to tell them that we are gone when the time comes. Since they have made you an informant, a time will come when you will go and announce to them and tell them the Biafrans are gone. It is going to happen in this year by the special grace of Chukwu. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this very platform today. I appreciate everyone that have made one contribution or the other. I say, may Chukwu continue to guide and protect every one of you. Please, if you have not shared this broadcast, I beg you in the name of Chukwu, kindly share this broadcast to at least one person. Share it to one platform. Share it even to our enemies. Share it to them so that they can hear our voice and hear it clear. Continue to share. You know that the YouTube doesn't promote our videos. So by you helping us to share and liking the video, it will help the video to go far. And more people are going to get the information. I appreciate every one of you, and I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect every Biafrans all over the world, wherever you might be. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all our media warriors and their families. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the Umuada and their families. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the members of ESN and their families. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all our Liberation Army and their families. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the members of BNL and their leader and their families. May Chukwu Okike continue to give us strength, continue to guide and protect everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Exile, Mazen Simon Ekpa. wherever he is at this moment. All the meeting he sending, traveling from one place to another, may Chukwu God and protect him. Secure him physically, secure him spiritually. No weapon formed or fashioned against him shall prosper. Every attack they are applying against him in the secret and in the open shall be defeated in the name of Chukwu God. May Chukwu God and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, wherever he is at this moment. We commit Mazen Nandekano in the hand of Chukwu God for divine grace, for divine protection, for divine victory. Every poison that have injected in his body, every sickness in his body, we decree that Chukwu Okikabiyama will send doctors spiritually to him to begin to heal him and minister to him. Mazen Nandekano is going to be free. No matter what the enemy does, they will never succeed. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazen Nandekano shall prosper. I appreciate every one of you that have participated on this very broadcast. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for playing a role. I appreciate you, and I pray and I say, Chukwu Okikabiyama will continue to guide and protect every one of us. Thank you, and see you again tomorrow, same time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.